Hey, you guys, real quick, I got a family thing going on here, but I'm really excited. Um, I just got the very first 10 songs back from Matt. Matt, the masterer, right? He's actually helped me mix my songs better, and he mastered them. And um, I'm really excited about it, man. This is like years in the making. I don't even want to tell you how many years. I've been planning this rollout of this universe that I created via song. I did start it like I don't know, like a year ago or something, a year and a half ago maybe, but the songs weren't right and everything was all screwed up, you know, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, there's a danger in talking about things, isn't there? You know, I just that's why I kind of like I I I like blimp out. You know, I don't talk to anyone, and I just work on stuff. I just work on stuff. I just work on stuff, and I think people get irritated with me sometimes. So I hope that's not the case. Anyway, the there's two characters that are going to be rolled out in these 10 songs, right? The first one is the first character is called Chase Dagwood, and I'm going to be explaining him, and I'm going to be rolling it out on the streaming services as well. And I'm doing this because I want to. Not I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. So, but when you go to this link, which the link should be below, you know, you can hear the song. The problem with this with streaming on Yardstream is that when you listen to music, it's like loud and soft, and it gets all washed out. So I'm going to actually drop the link. I already did in the description below. Please check out the description below for these links. But right now I just got the songs yesterday, and I put them in Bandcamp. I replaced the old ones and I put in the new ones, and I added links. And so the first link is to Chase Dagwood. And, you know, you could hear the song here.
Never walk by a seemingly harmless plant and accidentally brushed up against it, only to feel a slight prickly pain. Chances are you wouldn't want to pick it, but we are not wrong. Harvesting stinging nettles.
Okay, so, and you can listen to it for free or whatever. I don't know how popular Bandcamp is with your average streamer, but you go down here and, you know, and I talk about the description here. I go, you know, Chase's story begins right here, da 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 da, right? And so, and there's a description on who he is, a really quick one, you know. He has a sneaky suspicion he lives in he lived another life besides the one he knows about. And you know, Chase's punk rock and heavy metal friends don't like natural products like stinging nettles, and so he's explaining it to them. But what this guy is really about is it's a sci-fi story about he feels like he has a different life, and he has nightmares about this life, right? So this is the first song, but it just introduces the character harvesting stinging nettles. And then you could click on this right here, and it goes to Dagwood's dreams. And there's 6 songs about Dagwood, and you could
Jogging on a treadmill, he can't shake the memories of his dreams last night. He was in a military unit of some sort, engaging these grasshopper things. The sky was red with hints of blue and sand everywhere. These things burrow themselves within the sand. They leap up with tremendous ferocity upon them.
So there's that. So that's the second song, but these are all spread out on different albums. But if you go to the link itself, then you could go down and you know, It has the story so far. And it says Chase is angsty dude and all this stuff. And it said, I'm going to do this from now on. So I'm going to provide the link where it starts, which is Harvesting Stingy Nettles, right? It'll bring you back to that because that's his first song. And I'm going to do that for every time I release a song for Chase Dagwood, which is going to be, I'm going to be releasing music for like years. I'm not even on Bandcamp. I'm not even close to ending. And Chase Dagwood's story continues in Their Wonderful Joke, right? And plus I have the quick description here, and I have the lyrics, but I'm also going to be doing other platforms and stuff. So, so now so you click on Their Wonderful Joke, and you're on to the next album. You don't know what track it is, but it doesn't matter because...
Well, it's back home, then he thinks to himself. So he drives there and eventually pulls to his driveway. Sometimes he wonders how he even gets to his destination at times. When he contemplates this much, he opens his front door to step inside. And
I wrote all this. I did the music in Ableton Live. I've been doing this for years. I think I started this project 8 years ago, not knowing what I was doing and not knowing Ableton, and just writing on a guitar and all this stuff. It takes forever to get right, but I just keep doing it. So of course you have more descriptions here. And, of course you could go, this happens to be a song about Chase Dagwood, so you could go back to the beginning, right? Where it kind of loops, you know what I mean? It loops. And then, or you can go to the next song. His story continues in this song after the brief description, and the lyrics pretty much tell you what the story is about, and then you click on Ever-Changing World,
Who are you? He asked. Where are you from? Very far away. A bee laughingly replied. Who we are specifically isn't so important.
Right? So there's that one. It's called Ever-Changing World. So what do we do? There's going to be 6 new songs about Chase Dagwood. That's the 4th one. I show Brian Funk packs that I use, because I use Ableton, and Brian Funk. I had him on the show. I've known him for years now, almost as long. No, not as long as I've been doing this project, but about 4 years now. I've known Brian. He's a really cool guy, and so yeah, you could back out of that, and so you could go to the next one, Hand in Hand with a Man, so on and so forth, right?
Don't be afraid, a thought came to him immediately, and instantly knew it came from the beings in blue.
Right, so that's the 5th song. And then the 6th song is over here, Heightened Senses, which I totally redid this song because it totally sucked before. Now I'm happier with it, The
scene cut to a military drill that he was participating in. Hand-to-hand combat. He was surprisingly fast. Very good at it.
Is that cool? So the problem with, like I said, with streaming on StreamYard is that their audio, when you play audio from other websites, it sucks for some reason. It's not that good, but I'm going to still use it anyway and just have fun and not take it so seriously anyway, And so, and then I'm going to go through the 4 songs that I got for Eddie Clive. Eddie Clive is a song writing quantum theorist who gets in a lot of trouble and finds out that all artists are considered magicians because they could affect reality, especially musicians, especially because in the world that I created, it's information and energy affects reality in ways that people are, your average person, are unaccustomed to, or they just don't know. So I have 4 songs I'm going to be rolling out, and this one's called Virtual Cues.
Here is a character who was not scheduled to appear yet here he is. He existed, of course, as the same as other unnamed characters. But some friends just had to know right now. So here he is.
Cool, right?
He's a good chap, has good intentions, but like an infamous tarot card.
So this guy really helped me. Like I said, it probably sucks coming through when I'm streaming it, but that's just what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to do this anyway. And yeah, I'm very happy with the guy who helped me mix, and he did the mastering of these songs. Very happy with that. As I showed you before, I always go over what Brian Funk, his packs. If you ever do Ableton Live, I suggest anybody who wants to create music, use Ableton Live. It's just so fun to use, man. And it actually features ADM VHS drums. Jack Burton, you know who Jack Burton is, right? Big Trouble in Little China. So it says, yes, sirree, the one and only Pork Chop Express, right? So he just decided to name that pack that name, So, and then, of course, you got information about Eddie Clive. You got the lyrics, which are part of the story. And then you could click on and this is the very first song about Eddie Clive. It's on the unscheduled appearance of Eddie Clive. And so it's not going to link back to anything. This is the starting point. And then the next song is going to be It's Taboo or whatever, which was on the Burning Desire release. This is all Bandcamp right now. And I'm going to get it all on the different streamings. I'm going to actually create real merchandise, like at least CDs for these albums when I'm done completing the mixing and mastering process. But here's It's Taboo or whatever.
He gleaned some insight the other day, reading a philosopher's work that very much inspired him. He enjoyed not only the prose, but the underlying comedic attitude. The jokes in the face of matters mostly unexplored too.
There's that one, It's Taboo or whatever.
It's taboo.
And then it goes to the next song. And so, yeah, this tune is about Eddie Clive, which was introduced in Virtual Cues. So I think it's fun, man. I'm having a lot of fun here. I really like this Atomic Configuration song. It's the 3rd song.
What an amazing philosophy he thought. Backed by his science, responsible for lasers and the transistor. If particles are actually waves, and they behave according to how they're perceived, what actually prevents them from being anything? Why did these fundamental units of matter become what they actually are, or seem to be?
Yeah, you never know what song's going to be good and what song's not going to be as good. And so that was 3 and 4. So that the last song will be here on Strung Together by Concepts, which was on the Action Epiphanies album.
As he picked up his guitar to strum it, wave concepts impacting energy fields.
So that's that, you guys. Thanks to anyone who watches this in the rewind. A lot of people are busy today. Like, I'm going to be taking off anyway in like 10 minutes or something to see the family. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi and let you guys know that I'm super excited for what I'm doing here. It's like I said, it's years and years in the making, and it has a linear story, but it's not linear on the albums. The albums are just albums, so it's all kind of mixed up in a way, but it's how I chose to create it, So yeah, hope you enjoy this, you guys. And I'm gonna do in a few days. I'm going to do something like this one. This is important. Once I have the first 2 songs on the streaming platforms like Spotify and stuff like that, I'm going to probably stream videos that I made for all this stuff, and then it should be a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, like I said, thanks to anyone who watches this. This is the beginning, and I appreciate anyone who decides to jump on board with me from the beginning, which is now, right? So, adios, you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'll talk to you later.